Well, I'm sure you don't want to hear it. 15 days left to go until the exam. And this message is for a particular group of Level 2 candidates. I've already been receiving some emails already from candidates who have already made the decision that they're not going to write. They're scheduled to write, but they've decided that for whatever reason, that they don't feel it's worth writing this year. They're going to defer it till next year, and if there's anything we can work out with the fees that they paid. And yes, there is. I'll get to that. But if you're one of those candidates who are thinking, you know what, I'm not going to make it. It's better if I just defer it till next year. I'm going to try to talk you out of that right now. And I'm not going to talk you out of it by saying, you know, look, there's still time. You can make it. Dedicate yourself. Let's, you know, get it done. You've got jobs. You've got families. You've got commitments. Maybe you know that there simply isn't the time. That's not what I'm going to try to convince you of doing here. What I want you to do is I want you to take 1 or 2 or 3 sections only. And I want you to imagine that that is the only exam you're writing. Sure, there's this other big exam, but you're going in to write 1 or 2 sections. That's it. You know you're not going to make it. What's the point? I'm not going to make it. What's the point of doing that? Well, there are 2 good reasons. Number 1, well, 3 actually. Number 1, you paid. You may as well extract some value out of this process. Number 2, it allows you to see the structure of the questions on the exam. What do they look like? How difficult are they? So that next year, when you're doing question banks and you're doing mock exams, you have an idea of how you can benchmark the performance of certain questions and certain question providers to the real thing. So you know where you're getting value. But more importantly, number 3, is you're going in as an exam saying, the exam for me is only these 2 sections. And you're going to see how well you do when you give it an honest effort on just that small little amount. So that when you get your results back, yeah, you know what, I expect that I won't do that well overall, but it's the 2 sections or the 3 sections that I really knew. How did I do on that? And that will give you the confidence to say, you know what, I can do that. I just didn't have time to do the whole thing. So clearly I know I can do it all. That is a powerful thing going into next year, to know that, you know what, I did those 3 sections or those 2 or even that 1 section, and I scored way up there. So I know that if I do that for every section next year, I got this. I got this, not an issue. So maybe you know equity really well, or maybe you know FRA really well. I'm going to convince you that, yeah, you know what, it's a Saturday, it's 6 hours on a Saturday, it's a big day to give up, but you've already paid for it. You may as well go. You can still get victory out of, well, what you might feel is a certain defeat. You can still pull victory out by saying, I'm just writing for this section or those 2 sections, and I'm going to prove that I can do this. That's powerful. So, yes, maybe you've made the decision that you're not going to write. Okay, then don't write their exam. Write the exam you want to write. I only want to write corporate finance and equity. Then go in and write corporate finance and equity. And just read the other ones and give it your best shot. What you think is your best answer for them, and just see how you do. Just see how far away you are. You might not be as far away as you think you are. But now the pressure's off, because you're not going in to say, I got to pass this exam. You're going in to say, I'm going to prove myself on these 2 sections. That's it. When the pressure's off, it's a lot easier to study. Take that into next year. Now, for those of you who've bought access on my site, wondering what we can do for next year. Here's what I'll do. We have a 1 fee to completion package, which means at level 2, if you pay 1 price, you never have to pay again. And it just upgrades every year. If you take 4 or 5 years to complete level 2, it just keeps upgrading for you. If you take another 2 or 3 years at level 3, it just keeps upgrading. You never have to buy access again. You've already paid for some content at level 2. I will give you full credit for whatever fees you paid for the 2018 content. I will give you full credit if you want to upgrade to that package. So don't worry that you're going to have to rebuy access again, or that money is gone. There's another thing that you have to work. Don't worry about that. There's a way to salvage everything here. Use that as full credit towards the 1 fee to completion, and that's it. You'll never have to pay another fee again, and go in and write the exam you want to write, not the exam that's sitting in front of you, and extract your value out of the fee that you paid there, so that next year going in, You're going to know what the questions are like. You're going to know that you can do it because you've already done 2 or 3 sections. So don't give up yet. Put just another 15 days into it, but narrow down what you're doing on those 2 or 3 that you really know and pull a victory off in there. All right. Ciao.